All right. Jonny, one or two? One of these. They want to serve. Okay.
All right, guys, we're here back live at the Pickleball Global Challenge Cup. We've got special guest commentary right here, Riley Newman. What's up, Riley?
Scott, thanks for having me, man. Pickleball Nation, what is up?
What's up? All right, the reason we had you here, obviously Tyson McGuffin just got here. You guys got to go over some stuff. I'm asking for 5 minutes. Courtney's asking for 5 minutes of your time. We want you to just do a little commentary as your sister is playing this next match. How's that sound?
You know, these next 5 minutes, I'm going to be locked in, ready to roll. I'm going to break it down as best as I can, and we're going to watch some amazing pickleball here.
That's the only thing the Newmans know how to do.
That's right.
That's it.
They just dial in on everything.
Let's get it going here.
And I'll be honest, Lindsey was dialed in on that game last night at that Olive Garden. I mean, she was just as focused as she is for this match here. So.
You know, folks, we were at the Olive Garden last night, and we were playing paper football for McDonald's ice cream cones.
69-cent ice cream cone, by the way.
You always got to play for something, or it's just irrelevant.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I actually thought that maybe Lindsey had a gambling problem at some point because she kept wanting to gamble about everything there.
She does.
High-level competition.
That was a joke for anybody listening. That was a joke.
002.
She's got a pretty good poker face, though, I must say.
She does, doesn't she? All right, talk about this matchup real quick. Lindsey and Jordan have never competed together, is that right?
Right, that's right. Lindsey and Jordan have never even played with each other or against each other in a match before. So I think, you know, these first couple points, it'll be a little bit of a feeler-out process. But once they get it going, you know, they'll be a good team.
And on the flip side of that coin, Jonny Pickleball and Vivienne play regularly on this exact court as doubles partners and even practice singles. So there's a lot of familiarity on this side where they're going to have a filling out process here. Talk about how good Lindsey is with maybe adapting to this because she typically does play with you in mixed doubles, correct?
Lindsey, she does, but the thing is, I'm not training with her in Arizona, so she's practicing and playing with all these different partners. That's a good Ernie there.
That was a good
Beautiful.
Ernie.
That's her favorite shot in
Glad
pickleball.
you practiced that with her.
Yeah, so she can adapt to these partners fairly easy just because she's so easy to play with.
I agree.
Yeah, she seems like she could team up with pretty much anyone and
dominate.
do really well.
I'm lucky I'm on the Team Newman side.
You are lucky,
Team
sir.
Newman.
You are one lucky brother.
Yeah.
But honestly, you guys do make a great team together, so that's just on a little side note there.
I agree. Huge fan of the two-handed backhand, by the way.
Oh, my gosh.
It is a little weird, honestly, watching a mixed match, and I'm up here at the commentating booth. That's a little weird right now.
That's what I'm saying. This is why this is why this is gold.
This is unusual.
We had to get this time.
Do you get the itch when you're watching her play like that and you want to be out there on the court competing?
Scott, my man, if I was anywhere else, I'd be with you. But if not, I got to be on that court with her.
I love it.
Lindsey just forced the line there. Lindsey does a good job when she's dinking down the line. She'll keep the dinking closer and closer to that line, which will open up the Ernie opportunity for the next matchup there.
Wow. So that's just a little insight into her mindset there. She's setting that up. It's all intentional.
Absolutely. And then as that's going on, the guy, me usually, would move closer to the middle of the court to open it up. The angles. And Lindsey does a really good job of keeping those dinks low and putting pressure on the girl to really do something with that ball.
I love it. All right. Talk about why we did a little bit in the interview, but now we got a few more minutes. Talk about why you guys utilize that two-handed backhand. You and Lindsey both do it with great efficiency, great control. Talk about that.
The two-handed backhands really started since we started playing tennis early, often. We were always little. I was always really small growing up.
I don't believe that.
No way.
I didn't have the late growth spurt until I was about a senior in high school.
Telling lies on live feeds.
So I needed two hands to hit my backhand because I wasn't strong enough. And then over time, I just got stronger and stronger, and I just love the two-handed backhand, and I've never gone away from it.
And you talked about the control of it. Talk about the control aspect and how you can manipulate that ball so well and keep it inside the white lines.
Well, folks, I'm not going to give away all my secrets. You're going to need a lesson for that. But I will say, you know, with the two-handed backhand, you can get a lot of control. You can get a lot of topspin on that shot. And if you stay low, you have a lot of good body turn. You're going to be able to produce a lot of spin on that ball.
Would you consider your two-handed backhand more of like a lefty forehand?
That's right. Yeah, the most of your – oh, this is a good point right here.
That was a nice point.
Oh, Jonny almost hit Vivienne with a little soccer kick.
So yeah, the top hand, your left hand is doing most of the work. The bottom hand is just a guide hand for that backhand shot.
Very interesting insight right there. There you go.
I wish I could have dug that one. I wish I was out there to dig it, but Jordan's a heck of a player too, though.
He is. But there's nothing like the brother and sister Newmans that dig those balls out over and over and over.
I put my right hand down as the shot's going because I'm already anticipating I'm on the court.
I love it.
He knew.
I actually tried to credit Riley and Lindsey for inventing the two-handed backhand last night. He shut that down, though. No. He said that he was not their inventor of that.
Not taking the credit for that one, Scott.
Yeah. 1-5-1.
If the camera was shaking there, we had a quick visit
Special
by Tyson
guest.
McGuffin, #1 player in singles in the world. We're going to give him a pass on that.
Yeah.
We'll have to give Tyson
We'll
a
let
pass.
him slide.
We're going to let him slide on that. He's just got here.
And he's actually just engaged, to his girlfriend, Meg.
Meg? Yeah.
Oh,
Well, now
yes, that's
fiance.
true.
So that happened last week. So I'm super stoked for Tyson, wifing it up right there.
That's incredible. Wow. That was very good discipline. I felt like that Lindsey got out of the way of that ball because if she would have stayed there, she would have likely maybe tried to hit that. She just moved inside, let that ball go long.
Yeah, she does a very good job of getting out of the way of those out balls. She's got great court awareness.
Did you guys just see her take control of that? She switched positions with Jordan, but not just that. She actually
Stayed and switched. Yeah. Well, she's watching that third shot drop. If that third shot drops below the net, she's going to look to be aggressive on that next shot and put super focus on that next ball. Oh, and this is an incredible point.
Oh, look at that. She went inside out on Jonny Pickleball there.
Can't say nice shot, Lindsey, on the mic, but I'm going to say it anyways.
Nice
shot, Lindsey.
You can say it. It's okay. I love it, man.
But she's aggressive. If that partner hits a low third, she's going to be really aggressive on that next shot. And even if she forces the switch, she'll stay there, and that her partner will go to the other side and fill in.
And he did exactly what he was supposed to do, and then he ended up hitting that winner down the middle, so it worked out great.
Yeah, he filled in. So 7-1 here.
See, she's kind of stalking right there. She's coming all the way over that middle line right there right now.
I think the opponents are feeling Lindsey's pressure right here.
For sure. Look, she went to the Ernie right there. That was a great lob by Jordan. Oh, that's just too good right there by Jonny Pickleball.
Good
Great
pickleball.
point.
You've seen Jonny do that quite a bit of times, haven't you, Courtney?
I've been a victim of that, unfortunately, but it is pretty when he does it.
Yeah, he kind of jumps.
On his side or on the other side
Love
or
it.
watching. But I felt like Vivienne did a really good job setting him up for that, too. She had the first two attacks, and then that next one, Jonathan just
put it away. All right, so we see
There
a
it is
little
again.
energy there.
And her cross-court dinks, Vivienne's cross-court dinks are really staying low. Jordan's having to lift the ball above the net, and they're staying low, which is really good dinks from on her part.
All right, so here's the question I have. If at the pro level like this, if you have a partner that's maybe either struggling with the cross-court or maybe you just want Lindsey straight across from somebody, talk about some of that chess match that you guys do at the pro level to try to – it's like ongoing. It's adapting. Is that right? Is that safe to say?
Yeah, I think especially coming from a tennis background, we're taught and bred to look for the opponent's weakness. So constantly as the match is going on, we're trying to figure out every little shot that the opponents don't like hitting. So we're going to attack that. Whatever's working, we're going to stick with. And if we've dropped a couple points, we're going to switch it up and change it up and see what happens.
Sometimes just changing it up just a little can make a big difference. Right, Courtney?
absolutely. Yeah, it's important to be able to, like the saying goes, if it's broke, fix it. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Don't fix it.
Yeah. Yeah, but nice.
I got to end on that one. That was a good
Yeah.
play right there.
Hey, that's
You got a
Riley
good
Newman.
cheer.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much,
Riley.
Riley. Appreciate your time, bud. So, I feel like Jonny's handling her initial two-handed backhands really well, but as he continues to go head-to-head with her, she's actually coming out on top of those.
Absolutely. I feel like an important strategy is really like if you're hammering away at one person, you stay to that person because eventually they'll just break down. There's not too many moments in a pickleball match where when you're getting hammered at, can you defend every single one, especially if it's like 5 in a row. So I feel like Lindsey's really doing a great job of that. But gosh, that two-handed backhand is really on fire right now. I just love the way that she poaches. And Jordan has actually hit now 2 around the post, successfully around the post. We watched earlier where actually a couple of around the posts were hit through the net rather than around the poles. So those did not count. But Jordan's are clean, right inside the lines, and they are pretty.
Point.
Vivienne got very low for that volley, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough in that exchange there. Great drop shot by Jordan.
Point.
Lindsey is just so dominant out there. She knows when to poach and when to stay, and kind of dictates the way the team's dynamic is. I like it a lot. Nice get by Jonny Pickleball. There's the spin move I was talking about earlier from singles. I love the spin move. He's very animated here on the court. Quite a big lead here on the change from Team West. So they're all smiles right now. Definitely. And you can see Vivienne and Jonny kind of talking a little strategy over there, seeing what they can change now with this new side.
Yeah, and talk about that changeover. It's the time, right? Not the score, correct?
That's correct, Scott. I mean, really the time is what matters here. If you get down and you start to look up at that clock, man, those seconds really, really matter. It comes down to the wire, and we've seen that a couple of times. Definitely yesterday we had a few sudden death opportunities, so I'd love to see Vivienne and Jonny really turn up the heat now on their home court and bring this to that sudden death type of matchup. That's a great redirect by Jordan, though. Even though that hit right off of Vivienne, it's still a good, smart shot.
I think that's kind of his signature shot right there. He does that quite a bit.
I'd have to agree. I've seen it from him more often than anyone else. Lindsey's lining up for that Ernie again. She does love it.
I will say this, too. I've watched Jordan compete in doubles and singles over the last 2 days. This is absolutely the best I've seen Jordan playing so far to date. He's dialed in and locked and loaded right now.
Yeah, he's looking great. And we talked about it a little bit yesterday, but being able to rely on your partner is crucial. And, I mean, by all means, he's had some great partners, but there's no one like Lindsey. She's just such a force to be reckoned with, I feel like.
I agree, Courtney.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so he's probably got tons and full faith in his partner right now. So that's why they've got this commanding lead at with 8 minutes left to go. Nice hands by Lindsey there. Oh, she just missed that one, but she got exactly what she wanted, I think. So Jordan's going to receive this one.
That kind of shows you what kind of competitor Lindsey is. She's up 15-2 with Jordan right there. She gets an overhead, almost like a forehand.
Swinging forehand volley, yeah.
And she missed it, and she almost scolded herself or was very disappointed she didn't get that. That's just a true competitor right there.
Definitely. A lot of players, I feel like, would tell themselves, well, I'm up 15-2, you know, that's...
Not Lindsey.
I'm doing fine, but no, not Lindsey. She wants every single point. She's hungry.
She's greedy with it, and I like that. She
Absolutely.
doesn't even look at that score till the scoreboard hits 0. She just goes. She's got one gear, I feel like, in her 6th gear.
That's right, Scott. Yeah. There's no change in her mind.
And I'll be real honest. Yeah. After watching her and Riley for about a year and a half now, I feel like they're the next wave of talent that's coming through pickleball. Like, we haven't really seen anything like them so far that I know of.
No, not really. You know, in mixed doubles, you see a lot more of the guy poaching, and not with the Newmans. I mean, I see a lot more of Lindsey actually poaching and Riley kind of shadowing her and following her up there and just trusting her that she's going to make that poach. And even if it gets by her, she's right there.
Yeah, and you touched on this earlier, and I want you to touch on this again. I mean, talk about how much easier it is to play when you have a partner that you can trust like that. Like, Jordan feels completely at ease right now. He knows he can pull the trigger on almost any shot, and he's safe.
Definitely, yeah, because he can just tell that Lindsey's got his back, no matter what type of shot that he tries to hit. Lindsey's got him backed up no matter what. And as in Jordan's shoes, that's really important, to him is, wow, I can do anything, and my partner's got it. Absolutely. No problem.
And the other thing is, we talked about this in the very beginning. Vivienne and Jonny play together regularly and on this court, actually. And this is the first time Jordan and Lindsey have teamed up. And I think that just kind of goes to show how dominant Lindsey is as a player in the sport of pickleball. Like, she can get I think she could win with me, Courtney. It's not 100% guarantee, but I feel like we could win.
I think she would enjoy to team up with the Golden Boy one time.
It would be entertaining for sure,
Absolutely.
I think.
Absolutely, yeah.
But, I mean, that's the comment she's even giving me up here in the commentating booth. Like, I feel like I could just jump on the court against some of the best players in the world and be in the match.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, is that reality? No, probably not. But that's the way she makes you feel.
Scott, we'll have to see and find out that way.
Yeah, actually, I'll be honest. I've become friends with Riley and Lindsey, pretty close friends with them over the last, year or so. And I actually asked her if she would ever play a tournament, and she said, this is what her response was. She said, sure, as long as it's not a money tournament. So I didn't know how to take that exactly at first, but I think that really was just like, yeah, I'll play with you as long as it's like a little bitty rinky-dink tournament that doesn't report rankings to the software and nobody's filming. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I think she likes your personality, Scott.
That's why that would be a team up because of that. It certainly would because she wanted to win the gold. But no, I mean.
Yeah, I was just going to say she'd have a lot of fun with you out on the court.
It would be fun. It would be fun. And also, when you watch Lindsey play, she's very intense, she's very focused, but she does have an outgoing personality, and she's very positive. And sometimes, if you're watching at home, like even Jordan, Jordan's one of the nicest guys in pickleball. But when he's playing, he's focused. So if you see the looks on their faces while they're competing, it's just that level of focus that they have to have at this pro level.
Definitely. I feel like really the only one in this lineup that is the same on the court that he is off the court would be Rick.
Rick Witzkin.
Yeah,
he really lets his personality shine through.
He does.
On and off the court.
Yeah. He is the same on the court as he is off. He lets that personality show, and just has a good time doing it. But between Jordan and Lindsey, Vivienne and Jonny, they're all super serious in this match. No matter what the score is, they're not going to let their emotions get the better of them, no matter if they're up with 16 points right now or if they're down with 5.
So Jonny just glanced up at that clock. So here's, I think, something to note about this. With this format, you are working against the clock. We've said that a numerous amount of times. In a regular pickleball match, Courtney, the time is not an issue. There's no time limit on a typical pickleball match. So even if you're down, well, of course, 16-5 would be not a real pickleball score. But I'm just simply saying that it has nothing to do with the score right now. It has to do with the time. He's checking that time because he knows he's working against that clock. I guess what I'm really saying is, let's just assume that the score was 10-5, not 16-5, right? So a normal game. They can take their time. They can burn a timeout, and they can regroup, reset, stay disciplined, right? And maybe even dink a lot more. But when you start working against the clock in this type of format, you really have to throw all that out of the window when you're down late.
Right, and unfortunately right now, no one can take a timeout at this point because we are under the 2-minute mark. If I'm not mistaken, Scott.
That's a great point.
Can only take timeouts before the clock hits 2 minutes. But, Yeah, it's just the points don't matter. It's the time that matters.
Yeah,
so.
and I did want to mention this too, and I'm glad that that kind of spurred this thought in my head that we haven't really touched on this a whole lot. We kept talking about the competitors in this event, like fight till the bitter end, and that's just like in their spirit, like that you're either like a fierce competitor or you're not, right? Like you're either going to be down by 20 and still fight for every point down till the end of the clock, or you're not. But also keep in mind, the other reason that they keep fighting is because the points matter, and that's because it's the Team East versus Team West. So you're battling individually, either as an individual in singles or as a doubles team, but you're also battling as a team. A cumulative point system is being accumulated here, so that's
true.
why it's important to get all the points you can, even if you're down by 15.
Absolutely, yeah. For the GPR ranking system, I believe is what you're talking about there, Scott. And basically what that is this new ranking system that really shows
that's a great kick.
This is a great point. I'm sorry, I'm super distracted. But the ranking system is basically a system designed to really show where players fall based on their statistics.
That's correct. It's substance behind it, not just an opinion of who they think is the number 1 or number 2 player or so on and so forth. All right, so that's our buzzer. Courtney, I'm going to actually let you do this next interview. So if anybody's watching live, Courtney's going to take the reins for the first time today.
Here we go.
And take this interview over. So you're going to interview the winners and the losers here, and you're going to want to be about 60 seconds with each one of them. So.
Right. Hi, guys. So a little different face this time. This is Courtney coming back to you. So I am here with Jordan Briones and Lindsey Newman. And as you notice, Lindsey has a different partner than usual. Tell me a little bit about that, Lindsey.
It was just, we randomly got matched up, and I was really, really looking forward to it because I usually do play with Riley. So to play with someone as famous and amazing as Jordan, I'm a very happy camper.
Definitely, he does have a very famous and big following, of course, so very happy to have you here. Jordan, you played incredibly. How did you feel out there?
Yeah, I felt good. Lindsey is a great player, so I got lucky there, but yeah, it's good. We got off to a pretty quick start, a big lead, so that's, I think, what really helped us out, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, with this format, with the timing, it's nice when you get that lead, huh?
It was nice, yeah. We liked it.
Definitely. So, but huge congratulations to you both. Yeah, you both played incredibly. So, well done. Yeah, thanks, guys. So, yep. So now we're gonna go ahead and interview their opponents. So I have Vivienne David and Jonny Pickleball here. So hi, guys. So I am very happy to do this interview because I've had the pleasure of working with the both of them and watching them both truly just thrive in this sport and play really, really well. You both looked great out there, so tell me a little bit about what happened.
Well, they just played really great. I mean,
Lindsey's extremely dominant, man. A lot more than you can understand until you're actually out there. Plus, you know, some of the drives weren't going. You know, we weren't mixing it up as much. We tried to actually mix it up a little bit, but they just came up with some blocks, some good shots. I mean, they're a good team together, so it worked out.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I mean, I would not want to be out on that court with that Lindsey Newman Ernie right there. So that, yeah, she does that quite often. Yeah, it is very entertaining, but truly thought you both played magnificently and can't wait to see some more pickleball from you guys later. So good job. My pleasure.
Webby Show is the place to be.
Oh, wow, Eddie, you are not going to believe this, but we just got a message from Pickleball Global, and they're saying we can do a commercial talking about Eddy and Webby.
Nice, man. What are some of the things we're going to talk about?
Well, we could probably talk about how we do live podcasts featuring some of the top names in pickleball.
Yeah, we've had guests like Kyle Yates, Simone and Chad, Ben Johns, and Cassandra Gerke, to name a few.
Or how about the videos that we do documenting our pickleball adventures?
We can't forget about our original music videos and pickleball song parodies.
Oh, absolutely. So All you have to do is go to the Eddy and Webby YouTube channel and smash that subscribe button and click on the little bell icon, and you'll be notified anytime that we upload new content. Oh, yeah.
Nice. Well, on that note, I'm Eddy.
And until next time, this is Webby, not Eddy, signing off.
See ya.